There's a lot of like in this room.
Yes.
Too much like. Too much like. Wow, excuse me while I kiss this guy. Oh, alfalfa.
This guy?
Or that, especially that guy. Oh my God. You've seen the movies, the legend, the man. Bruce Bickford, man. We're at. Oh my God. When I first met this guy, finally after all these years, you know, people give you a business card. His business card's about this big, with a little shield and shit, with a little bitty tiny guy about that fucking big. Oh, it's great, man. It's great. How you doing? How are you doing? Magnificent as usual.
Tell you a little story about a place. It's a place called Monster Road. Now, you might think there couldn't be a road named that. Well, actually, it was named for the first people that lived in that area. They were called the Monsters. But that was just their name. They weren't really monsters. But that's another story. This story is about the road. And all the just downright weird and sometimes unsatisfactory things that went on there. Well, you know, first of all, it's a hard place to find. Hardly anybody could. I mean, except for the young folks, the teenager people. I mean, them cats, they knew how to live. And, you know, there were several ways to get there. I mean, you could go across the molasses swamp. And that's pretty sticky. I mean, when that sticky, gooey stuff up out of the underground came wiggling out across the roadways, I mean, the cars would get stuck. But, you know, but they got there and they had a place there. This was a leftover thing from the 50s. It was a bunker the guy built to live in because he was paranoid. He was paranoid about all that nuclear weapon stuff we had in the 50s, and well, still do. But anyway, he went broke. He had to move away, and no one knows where it went. But the bunker, it was left. I mean, it was left way behind there on Monster Road, and the young folks, teenagers, they had their kegger parties there. And, they had some really weird celebrations. You know, they called this place the Haunted Castle, and it was named after the Spanish Castle. That was a legendary dance hall, and Jimi Hendrix, he hung out there, and he even sat in once with some, I don't know, the Wailers or the Kingsmen or somebody. And you know, that's where the Spanish Castle magic came from. So them kids, they partied down there, and but all the partying, that kind of woke up something, something mysterious from the past. And you know what? As it turned out, that old bunker was actually a secret laboratory. And stuff that kind of awakened all this weird stuff from the underground. And well, all those little voodoo children, they was messing around so bad. I mean, why this? I think that girl there, she must be practicing witchcraft or something. But anyway, when that old secret lab, when that kicked in, and I mean all the old weird secret powers from the past came dredging up from the bowels of the earth, why, they got a little too heavy for the youngins. They took off, they hit the hill. And, that secret lab, when the beam would hit something, when the beam of all this concentrated energy, when that got loose, it would turn something clear back to the past. I mean, you know, until the Hun came rampaging through and came right out of the monitor they had in that lab. And those scientists, they weren't ready for nothing like that. They took off running. And eventually the teenagers, they came back, and when they started messing with that lab again, they got the power to working even more weird than ever before. And now here's the important part. There was one guy in that area he was real unfortunate. Nothing worked. I mean, he finally was just down to, you know, just hanging around in this weird place next door to the haunted castle, which was actually the secret lab. This place was called Castle Hill, and it didn't look nothing like a castle. It was just a big, ugly lump of ground that no one liked to be there. It was so unpleasant. This was the only guy who could stand it. And the real estate guys, they were realizing they had a real chunk of worthless property on their hands. They couldn't do nothing with it. It was too dangerous for anyone to go into. It was just one big ugly nuisance. They suckered this poor fool into buying the place, and well, they gave it to him for nothing to get rid of it. And no, they thought, they really scored on this time. They got rid of that thing. It was just a problem. I mean, they figured now it's his. He's got that worthless, dangerous, ugly piece of property. I mean, they figure that thing's on him like a bad haircut. That's what they thought. They was wrong. Because when that secret lab really cut loose, I mean, when it came on, when all the power came dredging up, it busted loose bigger than ever before with its beam, and that beam hit that old Castle Hill. It blasted all that ugly dirt and rubble skyward, and for the first time in centuries there was revealed a castle. A real castle, a Spanish castle, built by the conquistadors centuries before, and with just a little bit of manipulating and fixing up, that fellow who owned Castle Hill now owned a castle, and they turned that castle into a disco. It became the Castle Disco. And when all the weird energies came boiling up in the bowels of the earth and the subterranean basement of that castle, why, you never seen so much disco out freakage. And that's the story of the castle. And I'm just actually, this is just a plot. I'm just trying to dredge up some interest in my next animation movie.
The mind of Bruce Bickford.